Good morning, Homeckers. How you doing? I hope everybody's getting over all their Easter fun that we've done, hopefully distance socially, but all I can think of right now is how much food I have in the fridge, from the ham and all the delicious stuff to the hard-boiled eggs. So I thought, well, it's getting to be lunchtime, so why don't we make lunch and take care of some leftovers. So I've got carrot, celery, onion, which is great because I'm gonna make egg salad and I'm gonna make a potato soup out of the ham. And you can definitely do beans, you can do anything you want. Chickpeas, you can do anything. And even if you didn't have a ham, I'm gonna show you how we're gonna start this base so that you have a good veg stock to start with whatever stew you wanna do. So, I've got a carrot or two, and I'm just giving it a quick peel. Doesn't have to be crazy because again, we're putting it in a stew. And I'm gonna do 3 carrots because I think carrots just lend such a beautiful flavor. We're adding the sweet to the pot right here because we want sweet and savory and a little bit of acidity and spice. So I'm just going to give this one more run, and look at that. So we are all good there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my good olive oil, and I want a decent olive oil just because I'm not gonna be adding a ton of fat to this. You can finish with cream, I'm not going to, because if you add like a good hearty green olive oil to this, you're gonna find that you've got enough buttery flavor into it. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut my carrots, and what I usually do for a stew, I'm gonna cut my carrots just like this, and then I go down the center because we want all our bits and pieces about the same size, or at least for cooking. And we want good bite-sized pizzas. So I'm gonna do another quarter there on that end so that they're all about the same size. And we're just gonna get these to soften up a little bit. Now that this is the veg stock, this is all you got, you're gonna wanna caramelize these really nice because then that's gonna bring out the flavor of all the vegetables. If not, with our ham bone, we're gonna be adding a lot of love there, so we'll be fine. And the cool thing is these carrots, you know, I've always been a fan of the baby carrots. I love them. They're great. Ainsley loves them. But just recently, buying the whole carrots again, I'm finding a whole new, like, romanticism to just the carrot. You know, nothing fancy. No one's cut it for me. No one's peeled it for me. I know how to do that. I'm a chef. You can do it. You've been doing it since you were a kid. You can easily just cut these vegetables up. And there's something about buying just carrot, celery, and onion instead of, you know, the sticks and the convenience. Right now, we've got all the time in the world. We don't need a ton of convenience. So now I'm gonna do my celery. This is where the logistics and the efficiency comes in, because I'm gonna put the celery in my egg salad, and I'm gonna put it in my stew pot. So I'm gonna give this another quick rinse. I've already cleaned this before, but it doesn't hurt to give it another fresh rinse. So I'm gonna make sure all my stuff's there. I'm gonna give it a nice stir, because notice I did the carrots first. The reason I did the carrots first is they're the most dense. They take the longest to cook. So then what I'm doing here is I'm gonna cut my celery, right? And I'm gonna start with a lot of it, because I'm eyeballing, okay, I've got this much carrot, this is how much celery I need. The reason I'm gonna do this in the stew pot first is now I don't have to waste that little end that seemed a little dry, right? Don't have to waste it because it's going right in the stew. Doesn't matter, right? Now then, I've got a lot of eggs, and I like a lot of crunch with my egg salad. Some people don't. and that's totally fine. But what I'm gonna do here is, I'll pluck that bad boy off. I'm going around just for giggles, and I'm almost doing like the onion chop that some of you may be aware of, and I'm just splitting down the middle here. So when I do this, now I've got a really cool chop for my celery. And fortunately, I've got a ton of leaves in there, right? Because it's delicious. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add a little bit more celery to the pot, especially if I'm just doing veg. So, you know, LEJ, my girl down the street, she might not be doing something delicious like the ham bone. She might just want to be doing a gamiroquai. So, with that, we're gonna do this. And notice, I've got some greenies here, which is totally fine, especially for the soup pot. I want to use this. I don't want to waste it, right? And these greenies are just perfect for the soup pot. And I do this. And we're going to do this. And then we're going to do the classic. I want a medium chop. So I'm just going like that. And like that. There's my medium chop for my stew, right? And I'm going to do that again for partial, right? And then this is when I give everything a good stir. Because in all seriousness, if we've got the same amount of carrots, celery, and onion, or pretty close to it, we're living huge. Now then, I know for a fact I could use some more onion. So again, greenie is not so bad. Just throwing that down. Okay. Oh, I can smell this one. This one's gonna be tough already, which we're gonna lighten up. First, I'm going to do my small cut, right? This is gonna be my small chop for my egg salad. Now, this is the same exact recipe I do for tuna salad. So if you're a pescatarian but you don't like the eggs, you can totally use this recipe or this blend for your tuna salad, or chicken salad for that matter. Now then, I've got some long ones. I'm just gonna throw in my pot right there. Look at that. And I usually like to, especially if the onion's pretty strong, we're gonna go light on the onion this time. And we're gonna put the rest in the stew pot because it's gonna be delicious. So now, what's cool is I have got my stew pot going and my egg salad going. I'm gonna give this another stir. Now then, since we're doing a ham bone and we've got tons of salt in that ham, I'm just gonna pepper this really liberally, right? That's a lot. So we're doing, gosh, we've got about 3 medium carrots, a onion and a half, a good cup of celery, and we're just gonna get that going. But then I'm also gonna do a pinch of my salt and pepper blend because you still want that salt in there to get all that flavor going, right? Now then, here's the thing is this is kind of like, this is what I do. I usually grab like a deli cup and I throw them out fresh herbs, even like something like this in there, because at the end of the day, we don't want to waste anything. I don't have my garden going yet. So I'm going to chop this fine because I want some fresh parsley in with my delicious egg salad. It's going to make it taste like spring. And then these stems have just as much flavor as the leaves. And I think sometimes they get a bad rap. And I've already trimmed them from the other recipe, hopefully you saw the other day. And all I'm gonna do is, let me give that one more chop. I've got some long stems hanging out there. And now, I'm throwing that fresh parsley in there, because we're gonna utilize everything, right? Boom. And believe it or not, once everything stews down, you'll never know the difference, but that flavor will be there. Now then, oh, look at this stuff. We've got some delicious rosemary. I'm just gonna pluck off, right? There's something about rosemary and ham. I just love it. I used to get this Celery rosemary ham back in the day at the deli. It was so delicious. It's just, you've got that salt and you've got that delicious fat, and you always seem to have that sweet of the ham, whether or not you glazed it or little brown sugar or even the pineapple. So this really kind of kicks in the tongue with, you know, some fresh, like really savory, deep flavors. I love rosemary, definitely. And it's gonna be a lot better about growing it inside next year. Now I'm just putting my herbs back right in there. I've got some sage. I've got some thyme. We could totally do that. You know what? Why not? We're just gonna throw a couple sprigs of thyme in there, and then they'll just kind of fall off the stem, and we'll be able to pull the stem out pretty easy. With the rosemary, I want a nice chop. Not even looking like that, because it's kind of fun and it's delicious. I mean, I don't know, there's nothing like rosemary. I know that when I was doing something and I put the flavors behind my neck and had some friends comment on, you know, my aftershave choices. Herbs is really where we get a lot of our stuff from. The fusions to our alcohol, to our soaps, to our perfumes, to anything that's, because they smell so good. So I've got fresh parsley, I've got some lovely, lovely celery and onions. Now we gotta get some good old, now you can totally use relish, but these Polish dills are just ridiculously good. And I love them. And I like, I don't know, the fact that I can kind of control my salt. Wow, man. I'm blowing through these pickles like nobody's business. Look at that. You know that's a good pickle when you're pulling out dill. There you go. Got these at my favorite meat market, of course, Frank's. Good Polish dills. Can't beat them. Same with the crazy good sauerkraut that I used the other day. So, I'm just kind of cutting in thirds. I like a bigger chunk of pickle because it kind of hits you in the tongue. Keeping it about the same size as the celery and the onion. And you can add as much as you like or least amount as you like, but you need something. And I don't care if you put an olive, I don't care whatever you put in. Capers. You need that brine for a decent tasting egg salad or tuna salad or whatever you have. Okay. Let me do this one here. Make sure that Toby doesn't get all the pickles. I'm gonna slice this down long. See how easy this is? I mean, sure, you can use pickle relish, and if you got it, use it for sure. But also, this is pretty simple, stupid. And this way we can control exactly how we want to chow on our pickle. I always give it one more run. And notice this is the same amount as the celery. I like the same amount of celery. And you know, I am all about my celery. So I just use the rest of it. So I will be going to town before you know it. Now then, this is going along famously. This is where I'm going to do my potatoes. I've got reds here, which are delicious. I'm just giving them a good chop, something that, one, lets you get rid of the bad spots, but two, something that's going to fit on your soup spoon. Anything bigger, you know, then, you know, it's just not good. Now, granted, you're going to cook these down, so they'll break apart and whatnot, but you don't want them to, you don't want to have like a bowl of mashed potatoes. You want to have, this is a chowder, so I really want it to be that, a chowder. Okay, look at this. Can you hear it? Can you hear it cooking? Because we're cooking with our ears, right? And as I'm hearing these pops, I'm loving it. And man, if you could just smell the herbs right now, it smells like my mother's herb garden. It's amazing. I hope everybody's doing well, and I know everybody wants to get gardening and whatnot, and I've seen a lot of stuff on the Facebook. One, correct me if I'm wrong, I do want some input, but we never planted stuff until after Memorial Day, and my mom and I were very diligent in our spring plantings, and so I don't know right now what the hubbub is on that, because I don't plan on doing anything with my garden beds other than cleaning them out right now, which you can do as long as you're not hanging out with a bunch of friends and partying. And that's what we want to do. The reason why we're quarantined is to quarantine this illness. We don't want to infect, God forbid, someone we love in the middle of all this silliness. So that's why I'm cooking like a dog, and that's why I'm up 6 pounds since we quarantined the day after St. Patrick's Day. So I'm gonna throw my potatoes in here. Look at that, that's just ridiculously good. And I'm gonna eyeball it because I want about the same volume of potatoes as the mirepoix totally. And mirepoix means carrots, celery, and onions. So I'm gonna add a couple more onions, or a couple more potatoes here. So I have plenty of onions and mirepoix, nothing too crazy. Again, getting rid of all those potatoes that aren't looking like the best. So if you have a little sprouts on them, just peel them off. It's totally good, it's totally edible. Don't get me started on the Irish blight, right? And so, doing that, and that is just about perfect. That just makes my day. So, with that being said, I'm going to again give this a stir, okay? And then I'm literally going to fashion my ham bone in there, right? And I'm going to go ahead and use this as my vessel for water real quick, just to deglaze. I just want to put enough in there to kind of stir around all the bits and pieces, all the flavor that has been left on the bottom, which is so delicious, right? And then I'm going to use my hot pads. And I'm just filling this up, you guys. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm just filling it up. And I want enough to cover the ham bone. And this is where like everybody's raving about the bone broth and all that. All broth should be bone broth, if you ask me. You need that collagen, you need all that really good insides of the bone to make it so thick and delicious. And you know, that's where gelatin comes from, right guys? You didn't know that. Jell-O does not come from, you know, the pudding pops with the thing and the who and the thing and the Jell-O and... No, it's really the gelatin from the bone marrow, which makes it so good. Now then, you can totally put this in your oven. Totally cool. I'm going to let this go on my stovetop. And there's a reason for that. One is once it starts to boil, I'll hear that lid go clippity cloppity clippity cloppity. And I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to turn it down low and slow. And I'm going to do it all day. And it's going to smell so good, right? And then all that collagen, all that marrow is going to leach from the bones into the broth and thicken it up delicious. Now then, you'll be able to finish it with cream if you want. some more fresh herbs. Knock yourself out. I'm gonna add corn to mine because I love a good ham corn chowder. But that's about it. It's just that easy. And while that's going and stinking up the house so awesome, I'm gonna start peeling some of these eggs, right? And all I'm doing is I'm giving it a push and a roll. And usually I say, it gives you that opportunity to just kind of peel everything off nice and easy. And I'm gonna put everything on the side of my board because the junk's on my board right now. And that's okay. Because then I'm gonna be able to shove it in my trash can that much easier and give it a quick rinse. So look at that. I'm making this look good. Ainsley actually decorated these, so they're adorable, right? And I hope everybody had a good Easter. Ainsley kept on saying, eggs, why are you hiding from me? And then she'd find an egg and, we do a little bit of candy, a little bit of costume jewelry, whatever. I hope everybody had a good Easter. Thankfully, my neighbors weren't having parties and whatnot. We were all just kind of quiet, and I kind of did some social distancing love, which meant dropped off some stuff and just put it on the porch and, gave my love to the family that's in town. And probably that's why you didn't see me too much on Facebook yesterday, because you know what? I love you guys. But you know what? There's something also said to be about turning it off just for a little bit, if you're not making a video or whatnot, and just kind of enjoying the family life with the people that you care about, and use the technology to Zoom and house party and FaceTime and all that fun stuff, whatever you kids are doing nowadays. And it just, we can be very, very, very hurtful on Facebook at this time when everybody's a little bit scared and uncertain, because that's a human emotion, right? I'm scared. When are we gonna be able to open up the restaurant again? When are we gonna be able to get back to life as we used to know it? Right? Well, hi Ainsley. I'm shooting my video. What are you doing? Oh, that's so good. See, nothing's normal anymore. Back in the day, I would probably freak out. I'm doing a video over here. What are you doing? But now it's like, what? Our kids are literally, whether we like it or not, the center and focal point of our lives. Not just saying it, not just saying I do everything for my kids. Now it's literally saying I'm doing everything for my kids and with my kids. And, this is a time, instead of going, oh man, seriously, no more, to be going, oh my gosh, our teachers are amazing people because they do this for 8 hours a day. Oh my gosh, the babysitter that runs around. Ainsley is exactly like me, ladies and gentlemen, so don't worry. If and when my time comes, there's a backup plan for Grand Rapids, and her name is Ainsley Eileen Fitzgerald. But it's time to be cognizant of really the inconvenience, because right now everything's an inconvenience right now. Everything's on standstill and it kind of stinks. But overall, we're not in a life or death situation, and that's what we're trying to stay away from right now, right? Is we're trying to stay away from those situations that can put us in harm's way, or worse yet, the people on the front lines. I can't give more love to the people that are out there ringing up our groceries, right? Or, God forbid, the nurses having to admit one more person with COVID, right? It's just, we want to be cognizant that what we're doing right now, this inconvenience we're all sharing, is to prevent the loss of lives. And that's why we're doing it. That's why the whole world has had to do it. And we're no better than that. And yeah, it stinks. I love to be catering right now, or at the restaurant, being a big part of your lives on a more personal level. But right now, this is what I can control. So You know, just take that to heart, because I've got a niece that's a nurse that I worry about every single day. And, you know, she's young and she's gonna live forever, but none of us are gonna live forever. And that's what we're taking to heart with this. So on that, just remember, as I'm doing literally the symbol of life here, the egg salad, that right now we've got to protect everybody's lives. So on that note, it was really fun to go and just for a minute see everybody that just posted like really great things on Easter. And your faith is a key point of how you present yourself to the world. And some of my friends, I cannot thank you enough for your posts, for your messages. You're all in my prayers and all in my thoughts, and obviously because I'm making egg salad for you guys. And look at that. Look at how cool this is. Now then, you don't need an egg slicer for this, or you know, the slap chop or whatnot. You can cut these with a knife, but look how easy this is. I'm just doing it one way, then doing it the next, slapping it down, pushing it through, making sure I have every bit and piece. Look at this. This is so good. Now then, doing this, and then I always do this first. I always do the mustard first. One, you gotta shake it up. All right. Shake weight again. Yay. And I'm gonna do almost kind of like my lake effect. I'm gonna squirt it on top because that's about as much tang as I need for that. You see that? That's pretty cool. Then I've got my mayonnaise, and I got my pepper. I'm gonna do some cracks of fresh ground pepper because I love that. And then for convenience, I'm gonna do a good salt and pepper there. And then for more convenience, I'm gonna do my mayonnaise. And the thing is what the mayonnaise you really want to try to do is use it to make the sauce with the yolk. Hi, Ainsley. Look at that. I'm having fun. Are you having fun? Yeah, what are you doing? Oh, I'm doing awesome. Thanks for asking. And you know what's adorable is yesterday it was an Easter miracle because Ainsley actually wore clothes because she is like daddy. You guys, I wear pajamas to work. And when I get home from work, I'm down to boxers and a tee, and I'm the happiest guy on the planet. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. So with that being said, we're gonna move the Easter bunny here. By the way, she's been making me snacks all day. I don't want to brag, but this is hot chocolate and cookie. So, cookie and hot chocolate. So I'm gonna peek under my pot. Ooh, that is just awesome. And it's so funny to see like that olive oil have that buttery effect to this. It's really kind of crazy if you think about it. Now then, no self-respecting chef would do a delicious, nutritious egg salad sandwich on anything but rye bread. It just gives it the depth. You know I love my Vans, there's no secret to it. The cool thing about this is it's from a bakery. So yeah, it's not going to have any preservatives, you know, just the freezer. And I learned this from my wife, Emily. She's not a chef. I think I'm learning it from her grandmother. We're gonna give it about 6-7 seconds, right? It's to take the gel off. Now then, I am a purist with any kind of salad sandwich. You can do a little lettuce, you can do a little tomato, and that's about it. And talk about a schmear. Look at that, huh? so good. And then what I got from my grandmother Brady was a sandwich is never finished unless there's a cut. So you always got to cut your sandwich. Me, I like the point. You can do whatever you want with that. I don't care. I don't care how you do it. But again, a good old-fashioned Polish pickle right in the center. Some chips if you got them, and you're all good to go. So egg salad. I've got ham and rosemary potato soup coming up for lunch. I think we're all good. I really hope you enjoy it. And I love you, and I think about you guys every day. And I hope these are making some love and to you. And can't wait to see you on the next episode, all right? Take care, cook hard, and remember, if you don't get a little messy in the kitchen, can't be a homemaker.